我靠！啊！我操！
我一堆垃圾。哎，这个好。
哦。
我看到去了，真这个，还那个地方。
Typhoon Plasang hits Qiantang River, people cross warning lines to watch the tide. The Mid-Autumn Festival is the best time to watch the tides of Qiantang River in Hangzhou, China. However, during the annual tide-watching season, Typhoon Prasang made landfall in Hangzhou, further increasing the already spectacular tides of Qiantang River.
往别站，往别站，轰过来了，轰过来了！哎呦，我的个乖！哦，回了，这个完喽！这个船，这个船到这了。乖，把这个船散了。
The Hangzhou Xiaoshan District Government and the Flood, Typhoon and Drought Relief Headquarters have issued warnings that the overlap of the typhoon and astronomical tides could cause the tides of Qiantang River to become more violent and even cause the embankment to overflow, which could cause casualties. Although authorities announced on September 18 that unrelated people are strictly prohibited from approaching the river embankment, there are still tourists who insist on taking risks to watch the tide despite the warnings. The Beijing News reported that when a tourist was taking photos of the tide on the 19th, the tide came in too fast and he could not avoid it. His mobile phone was swept away by the huge waves coming down due to the current. On the same day, another man was watching the tide on the beach when he was suddenly trapped by the rising tide. In desperation, he had to climb a tree to escape the danger. Fortunately, the high tide only lasted for about a minute. Otherwise, the consequences would have been disastrous. Recently, the Qiantang River experienced the biggest flood in 3 years. Affected by astronomical tides, the flood years of the Qiantang River, and the increase in river volume, the spring tide of the Qiantang River is currently surging and majestic. The spring tide flows upstream along the Qiantang River for more than 100 kilometers from the starting point, presenting spectacular tidal scenes such as the first line ebb tide, the ebb tide, and the return tide. Recently, a man in Hangzhou, Sichuan, took a picture of a tributary of the Qiantang River near his home. The thrilling scene occurred during the high tide in the Pulasan River. The tide immediately surged ashore and spread at a very fast speed. The man firmly hugged a big tree next to him and managed to escape. The man who recorded this moment with his mobile phone posted the video on the internet, which aroused heated discussion among netizens. Travelers are reminded to exercise caution when visiting potentially dangerous natural destinations, especially during extreme weather. There is a need for tourists to be aware of the importance of avoiding risky behavior in natural tourist locations that are vulnerable to weather changes. Many have suggested that tourist operators and local authorities provide more explicit warnings about the dangers in these areas. This incident highlights the importance of being vigilant around high-risk natural tourist locations. Tourist operators are urged to be more proactive in providing information and warnings to visitors. The Qiantang River has long been known for its rapid currents. This latest incident reiterates the risks involved. Travelers need to be aware of the potential dangers and always follow existing safety guidelines. Local authorities continue to work hard to evacuate residents and tourists, as well as provide emergency assistance. The public is urged to follow official instructions and stay away from dangerous areas, especially during periods of extreme weather.